Girl, you better watch out, I gotta ask. That's what I thought. Hi sleepyheads, PajamaKen here, and welcome back to another video. Now we are all excited with the announcement of a new Princess Peach video game, but that's not coming until next year. Luckily, there's another princess game that can hold us over until then, Pretty Princess Magical Garden Island. Now Magical Garden Island is the second game in the Pretty Princess series, with the first being Pretty Princess Party. I got about an hour of gameplay in, and I want to share with you guys my first impressions. Now, in Pretty Princess Party, you play as a princess who follows a rabbit into a portal that transports her into a magical land where she stumbles upon an abandoned castle. You are then tasked with bringing the castle back to life by decorating it to your heart's content. There are other princesses you meet, and there are 6 minigames called Princess Lessons that you compete in to earn points. The main purpose of the game was to unlock rooms and decorate the entire castle, so essentially, it's a princess castle decorating sim. And for what it was great. So that brings us to Pretty Princess Magical Garden Island. This game takes place after the events of the first game, with the castle being fully decorated. There's even a joke that your character doesn't recognize the others since the games are 3 years apart. In this game, the princesses adventure to a magical island known for having princess cake. And when they get there, the island, much like the castle, is abandoned. So it's up to you to bring life back to the land and find the recipe for the princess cake. Where the first game was an interior decorating sim, this one is a farming sim that also lets you decorate your island. As you probably have already guessed, this game borrows very heavily from Animal Crossing, down to the menus and the user interface. You are tasked with growing crops, catching butterflies, fishing, and mining in order to complete tasks and level up your princess. Leveling up your princess unlocks new recipes and items in the shops. You gain different tools that let you perform tasks needed to bring life back to your island. So with all of that out of the way, let's get into what my thoughts are. There are no interiors in this game. When you enter a building, an animation will play that shows the inside of a building, but it cuts right to a menu. The whole game takes place outside, which is a bit disappointing considering the last game, you were able to customize interiors, walk around in different rooms. You know, there was a lot of different things you could do inside different places in the first game. But I do think there is a reasoning for this, and I'll explain that later in my overall thoughts. There also don't seem to be day to night cycles like you would be familiar with in this game. I don't think there's changing weather like rain or snow or anything like that. And that doesn't really bother me, but I could definitely see that bothering others. Lastly, you cannot interact with the furniture like you could in the first game, and there does not appear to be a photo mode, at least at this time, like there was in the first game. Even with some of the things you could do in the first game being taken out of this release, the actual farming aspect of the game is solid and addicting, which, I mean, that's the focus. It's the gameplay loop of Animal Crossing New Horizons, but with a cute princess aesthetic. It's very satisfying to harvest crops and gather materials all over the island. I particularly enjoyed catching butterflies. You also have daily interactions with your island friends that give you extra points. These reset at 12 a.m. every day based on your system's time, so you can only gather so many extra points a day. Another awesome thing about this game is the customization. You have access to different skin tones as well as different hairstyles, color, makeup, and dresses that you can mix and match with shoes and accessories. And I haven't gotten far into the game yet, but the decor seems to be a lot like what we saw in Pretty Princess Party, and that's great. So my overall thoughts, this seems to be more of an expansion upon the first game as opposed to a sequel, because instead of taking what they had in the first game and just building on top of that, they replaced some things. They just replaced some features. And, as a Harvest Moon Animal Crossing style farming sim, I feel like this game is very successful and worth your time if you love the princess aesthetic. But because a lot of those features from the first game did not return to this game, I will have to say, I really recommend that you pick up both games because I feel like they work as a package. But obviously choose the one that catches your eye more. If you're more into interior decorating with a few mini games here and there, pick up Pretty Princess Party. If you're more into just like a fun little cozy farming sim, pick up Pretty Princess Magical Garden Island. And, just wait a few, 2 good months to where you've really gotten it in with one game, and then you could pick up the next game because they're both $39.99. They're both at budget price, so it's not gonna burn into your wallet too badly like a $60 Switch release. I do, however, love this series. Like, I had to put in a few of my criticisms, but I really love this series. I think it's really, really good. And because of that, I'm going to be doing a Pretty Princess gameplay series on my channel and maybe even stream it. So you're gonna see me build my castle and my island from the ground up. And that's just something I'm gonna be doing in the future. It's only gonna be in due time. All right, and if you made it this far into the video, all the way to the end, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and check out my other videos. My channel is going through a bit of a change. I'm starting to gravitate more to, cute and cozy games and not so much, scary games. I'll still play scary games, Pocket Mirror is on my list. It's just that I've gone through a lot of changes in the recent months ever since I've started my channel and been doing Twitch, and this direction just feels right. All right, that's all for now. Good night, sleepyheads.